All right, hello. I forgot to write down what was happening in June. $2025, and I think this is June the 3rd. We've got 2 new kids collection coming out, and we have a buy one get one 50% off sweets and sweet products. Plus we've got the scrapbook, I guess I should say virtual album retreat. The box is on sale now. That's a virtual album retreat happening in July, and there's no registration. You just have to buy the box of products. And I'll show you that a little bit later once I get my box, which is on its way. In case I didn't already say it, my name is Monika Davis. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Georgia, and I'm trying to film a video for you today using the Everyday Arches bundle. So it includes a stamp set and the Everyday Arches dies. So I'm using the bundle. These are actually part of a suite. So when the sale starts on June 3rd, I think that's when the sale starts, on June 3rd, the suites and suite collection items are going to be on sale for buy one get one 50% off. You do kind of need to pay attention to how you order, because your least expensive item is the one that's 50% off. So if you get 2 full suites, then you can get this lower priced suite at 50% off. But if you got like a suite and then a pack of paper from a suite, the pack of paper would be 50% off. I hope that makes sense. What I'm showing you today is the Everyday Arches bundle, which isn't it's part of a suite. So you could also just get the bundles that are within suite collections and get 2 of those, or you could get the bundle and the paper. Anyway, there's going to be hundreds of different combinations of products. So just pay attention to what you're getting and what's going to be 50% off. This bundle is part of a suite called Everyday Skies, which includes this paper, which is kind of like cloud formations in the skies. So that's the paper pack that kind of coordinates with the stamp set and dies. That's the front side, which are all the clouds, and then the back sides you've got stars and birds and just some basic designs. I am not using this paper pack today, but you could have used this paper pack with these cards that I'm going to make. Actually, you could use whatever paper you wanted, really, and you would make a ton of pretty cards. So I'm going to show this. I made a whole stack for a class. Let me show these to you. So they're all the same design. I've just switched out which paper pattern, and then the colors and the greetings are different. So we've got all different ones. So this I did for a class. This was my May card class. Everybody really liked these cards. You could use pretty much any kind of greeting that you want on them. this stamp set has some basics like hello, thanks, embrace the journey, thanks. You can use thanks with the so very much. For these particular cards, I did not use any of these arched greetings. I just used the ones that are straight. So you could pull greetings from a variety of stamp sets and use on this design. I did also pull out the little birds. And while I'm here, let me go ahead and just grab some of these stamps so I have them ready to go. And let's see. See if I can put that one there and that one there. I've got a ton of blocks, so it just makes it easier for me if I have lots of blocks available rather than switching my stamps all the time. All right, so for these cards, I used just 2 of the arches, and I think it's this one for the cardstock layer, and then this one for the designer series paper layer. So it's not the 2 largest ones, but the next 2. And you could go smaller, pick 2 smaller ones if you want smaller arches. You could go bigger. Anyway, you've got lots of choices. Let me just slide these back in here. Maybe they will go in. All right, so there's that. So I am actually going to take some, the paper that I'm using is called Thoughtful Journey. Gosh, I meant to grab the whole pack and I didn't, but these are some of the designs. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 6 of the designs, and I'm going to show you 3 other ones so that we will have a large variety. So I did Mossy Meadow, Blackberry, Bliss, and then here's this design with some little flowers. So it's kind of like this card, but I'm swapping out the pretty peacock for the blackberry and swapping out the paper. And I think for this one we're going to use, I just have some strips here. I'm going to do the thanks. Meadow. So once you have all these pieces cut, you can kind of put these together pretty quickly. So we're just gonna trim that off. So we're gluing this flat. I like to use the multi-purpose liquid glue. That's what I use most of the time when I am crafting. Well, plus, you know, dimensionals, which I have some of those here as well. We have, this is the exposed brick embossing folder, 3D embossing folder, and then I have a piece of some white ribbon. And I'm just going to tie this around here in a knot. I think the arches have been very popular. They can be used for so many things. Get this to tie. There we go. There's my knot. So rather than a bow, it's just a knot. I know a lot of people don't like to tie bows. that's what we're doing today. And that will go on the front of our card. And then this is going to go on there as well. So you could mix and match the color combinations, use different designer series paper, and then we'll add our greeting. I'm kind of lining it up with the embossed layer. That's just the way I wanted to do it. You could line it up with the edge of the arch. However, you know, whatever works for you. I've got a layer of white to go on the inside. Also on these, did I put them on these? No. Oh, let's see if I have. I've got some strips from the designer series paper that you could put in here on the inside. Usually I do it on my paper. On this, whatever smaller is usually where I glue. But this one I'm going to need to trim. So you can just take a strip that matches and add that on your card on the inside. So there's that one. So that one just uses the paper. Now this one doesn't have a lot of, you know, it doesn't have trees or flowers or grass or anything. It's just kind of, you know, the sky. Maybe the sun is setting here on the horizon. So for this one, what I want to do is add some birds in the sky. So I've got the bird image, and we're just gonna add 2 little birds in our sky. And for this one, we're gonna do, how about embrace the journey? So this one is a Calypso coral, and then this is Pool Party. We'll layer that. We will take our ribbon. Now, the embossing folder, I kind of like it this way sometimes, but the bricks are going in, whereas if you turn it this way, then the bricks are kind of pointing out the way, you know, normally if you look at real bricks, the bricks are out and the grout lines are indented. So that would kind of be this side, but if you did it on this side, it's like the grout lines are out and the bricks are indented. So even though that's not the way they really look, I kind of like this side better. So it's just up to you which side of the folder you prefer. It doesn't really matter. You could use either one, but it is a really pretty folder. Just adding some subtle texture to the background of your cards. So we have 2 new kits that'll come out in June. And as of me filming this video, the Arches dies were out of stock, but they're coming back in the early part of June. So you'll have to look. They may or may not be available the day that the sale starts, but they should be in shortly thereafter. The sale will run all the way through the end of the month, so if something's not there at the beginning of the month and you want me to look at when it's expected to come in, you can just ask me to look that up for you. Alright, there is another one. So we have 2. And then again, oh, I didn't add the, where's my layer? You can add the layer on the inside and the little strip. And then here I've got one more. So this one has some more flowers. This is the Petunia Pop color with Lost Lagoon. Let's see, we'll do a hello. Skinnier strip. Can do a hello card. All right, ribbon. Tying a knot. Once you run out of the insides, I always use the edges. They still work, you just have to snip them. Oops. Go here. Middle. There's that. hello. And for this one, I'm actually going to put this hello up here, kind of in this open space, so I don't cover the flowers. And for this one, I think I'll line it up on the arch. There's that. Maybe that will be good for the inside. Okay, we will finish this one. So that's 3 more designs. I can move some of that out of the way. So there we go, three designs with that Everyday Arches bundle and the Thoughtful Journey Designer Series paper. So I hope you like those cards. They're easy to adapt, change up the Designer Series paper, the colors, the ribbon, make it the arch smaller. I don't know that I'd go much bigger with the arch because then you won't have room for your ribbon, but you could always make the arch smaller and use some different paper. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.